people into the bunker so they can see it and kind of get an idea on the security, everything from seeing the guard room with the tactical bulletproof vest, gas mask guns, no entrance buttons, So
Nice.
getting ready to show people the security that we have.
Nice. Yeah, I've seen some of your videos you put on Twitter and Facebook and stuff. They're pretty slick, man.
Oh, yeah.
I like it. So yeah. So it's interesting you just mentioned Deep because I just told everybody about the Deep giveaway. And I told them keep it secret because we don't want anybody else to win it. Just us. We got to keep it between us. But it's like I said time and time again, Deep is one of the ones I was most impressed with when I was in Denver. So I love the fact they're coming out there, and I so wish I could be there for it, buddy.
Oh yeah. You're missing out.
I know. I was actually going to do it, and just so Wild Angel, sorry, you can go next time. I was like, we had already kind of talked a little bit about it, but hadn't made the final decision. And then Mom called me this morning. She's like, "Hey, just checking up with you, and remember I'm going on surgery on Thursday." I'm like, "Oh shit, no, I forgot." Damn. Well, there goes my plan. It's okay.
There's always next time. Next
Yeah.
time is paid registration, but just let me know and I'll get you 2 free tickets. You let me know. I'll send you a private link to it.
Oh, thanks,
Perfect.
Dylan.
Okay. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. And I'll expect a private jet that says Rogue Evolution to land here in Boise, pick us up, and escort us. And we'll be good. Don't worry about it.
And
I love how
cricket.
silence after that.
I forgot I was muted and I have kids screaming in the background.
That's fair. I just had to give you a hard time, man. Hey, Jason, good to have you with us, buddy. Welcome to the show. We're going down the rabbit hole of craziness.
Okay, which one is Jason? He said hi, boss. So that one works with Dylan. But
Right.
Jason, is that the new guy? No.
Make sure I'm right here, Dylan. If I remember right, that is Jason from England, right?
Yeah, Jason's been with us since the beginning.
Oh, right.
Justin's a new
Right.
guy.
Right, Justin, Jason. I got confused. Okay, my brain is melted from the week I've had.
Me too. Well, let's melt it a little more because we know every time CK shows up, the party is going to get wild.
Hi, CK.
Hey, yeah, thanks for the warm warm welcome. I'm not extreme extrovert, but yeah.
I don't know, man. Last time I ran into you were in a party scene. You were like the happening man. You had your whole entourage around you, and me, I'm walking around scared. It's like Serenity. It's like, oh, what the hell?
Yeah, all it takes is a few drinks and I get going for sure.
Perfect. I got 2. Knock yourself out, buddy. Bar's always open. How you doing, brother?
Good, man. Good. Just a long week, work and second work and Web3 work, Web2 work. All positive things though. Definitely the highlight of my week was I got to go to Nobu for the first time. But I took my parents as like a gift to them instead of taking a girl that I'll probably never talk to again. So I thought that was pretty cool, and they really enjoyed it. That was probably the highlight of my week. Other than that,
No. What is Novu? I've never heard of that.
Nobu. It's like a fancy Japanese restaurant. It's a lot of like rapper songs and stuff. Like
Epically cool.
it's like how do I explain? It's like the most expensive, like fancy sushi restaurant. Like it's like a thing.
It's a thing. Yeah, we understand. We have a probably much smaller version of that thing here.
Yeah, no, it's like my parents never seen like fancy stuff, so for them it was super, super nice. So it was fun. It was a good time.
Perfect. Sounds good. Okay. I'm going to step out for a quick sec before we start up. I got to take care of one thing. I'll be right back.
Hi, guys. So he just drops and runs.
Happy Pie Day.
Yeah. They surprised us at work at like 8:30 this morning. There's pie in the kitchen. I'm like, pie? So yeah, we had pie in the kitchen at work. It was fun.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really celebrate Pride Day. I don't know anyone who really does. But yeah, I did some interesting research. It's kind of cool, the origin of like it and everything.
Well, tell us about it.
So like it was like published in like 1988, I think, by this guy, and he got like super famous for it. But like the Egyptian pyramids are all like shaped like using like very close to pi and stuff if you look back into the history. So there's like some cool history behind it.
Oh, that's cool. I know it has something to do with pi, like the 3.14 bloody bloody.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Not Egyptians eating PIE.
Right. Yeah, I kind of got that. But you think you put a whole bunch of them, lay them on their side, take pictures from the side, and put them in a circle, you'd have a pie.
I guess so, yeah.
Hi, Jailbird. Welcome to the show. And he's back.
Okay. So, now,
type.
You what?
I said I can't type today.
I can't talk, so that works out great, huh? So I did have the earbuds in, so I heard all about that. Now, when you start talking about the pyramids and the way those are built off the 3.14, does that also have to do with the, what is it, where they talk about the charts and everything in nature has a spiraling shell? Is that Pythagorean theorem? Is that right? Is it a different one I'm thinking of?
Oh, you're thinking about the golden, what is it called?
The
golden ratio.
Golden ratio, thank you, yes. Which is not pi, correct? They're different, right?
No, yeah, but pi has something to do with curvature and like waves and stuff like that, and like oscillators and stuff. I'm not trying to get too nerdy here, but shout out to Jailbird that said "Milady" in the chat.
Hi, Jailbird. Love it. Melody? Is that what's called? It's Melody? Milady? Oh, okay. Sorry, bad English.
Yeah, it's like it's some friends. It's a group. It's an NFT.
Gee, thank you, Jason. Somebody knew the name I was looking for. Yes, the Fibonacci sequence, where they talk about the shells and all the different things can be explained through Fibonacci. And so that's the one I was thinking of. So thank you, Jason. At least somebody has their brain screwed in straight, because Lord knows it's not me. And Jailbird got it too. Man, we should have had a quiz. We would have all failed.
Jailbird probably spelled it correctly.
Yeah, it's that. Yeah, it's that way.
But
I could read Jason's perfectly.
Right.
See, Jailbird's had to go Fibonacci. Okay, yeah, that's right. Jason's, he spelled it like I would say it. Fibonacci. It's like, perfect. Right on. So you guys both get gold stars, because I suck. So, guys, today I wanted to change the topic a little bit around, because the last few episodes, we've been going down the rabbit hole of finances. And, right now the markets are questionable. Nobody knows. Just like we talked about earlier, it's a good time to buy. What strategies? Man, nobody knows. We've seen empires falling and rising. Things are happening. It's total uncertainty and chaos. So we're running with the rules of solvency just to play it straight, to make sure that we don't get wrecked. Because, you could have short squeezes. You could have all kinds of things go horribly wrong if you're leverage trading. If you want advice on that, I highly recommend talk to Cyril or Austin Clark. One of those two guys are awesome traders. Don't talk to me, because I don't know shit. Straight up. I'll be honest with you. I'm not a trader. Obviously, I'm too emotional for it. But I want to change it up a little bit, because, I personally ran into something that's very interesting in life, and I think a lot of us are, without even realizing it. And so the topic tonight is, are you watching for the signs? Now, that could be very vague. It could be the signs in the government of what's going on. It's signs in space with all the alien technology they're releasing, signs with AI, signs in the finances, signs in the school system or the religious aspect. All of these, there are signs, and they're everywhere. But I want to tell you about my sign and why I think it's important to watch for signs even within yourself. Absolutely crucial. Because if you don't take care of yourself, nobody else will. And if you haven't taken care of yourself, you can't help somebody else take care of themselves. So over the last couple months, I have noticed that I've had problems focusing more than normal. Even though I've got ADHD and ADD and autistic and everything else, I've always had problems with that. But it got worse. I can't say my talking has got any better, as the show has already proven. But I really started doing some researching, seeing these signs of focus problems. Now, one thing I realized is that I've been running with Mio Energy. As you guys know, I always had that in my drinks, all day, and then at night I switched to the non-energy. But here's the trick. What I finally found, and I just started this a couple days ago, I stopped the energy entirely. And then I started to analyze the results and found out that, as you guys know, I've talked about it before, is I'm an addict in recovery, been clean 5, almost 6 years, something like that. I was actually ODing on the B12 vitamin, which is creating almost a stimulus high. I'm actually running on fast forward almost like a methamphetamine, which was my drug of choice. So I didn't even realize that I was trying to numb the depression of what's going on in the world by overstimulating on energy, hence going back into the addictive personality. And so little signs alerted me that the lack of focus, the fact I couldn't carry on a conversation, I couldn't read a white paper without getting lost, like, oh, look, squirrel, what's that? And away I would go. So I think a lot of us, we get in our patterns and we stop looking for signs in our life that, hey, maybe something's not right, or maybe something could be better. We kind of accept it. Does that make sense to anybody out there, or am I just crazy?
Oh, it totally makes sense. Because, yeah, having been down that rabbit hole with you, I know how easy it is to swap one thing for another. And so, and we can be doing great and not doing that swapping out. And then something sneaks in and poof, there's it all over again. We know how that works. We have to be on guard for that every day. So, and this one snuck up on you. You're thinking, oh, I'm getting vitamins. I'm doing great. Yeah.
Hey, look at me. I'm drinking water. Man, I'm not drinking as much soda. I'm drinking water. I'm doing all the right things. No, I'm actually sliding back into addiction. And it's like, wait, what the hell is going on with me? And so it's one of those things I want to share with you, but I wouldn't bring this topic out because right now, especially with everything going on, guys, with the news, with the government, with the crypto markets, with the financial market, with everything going on, it's so easy to miss the little signs about what's going on around you, what the real truth is. And let's see, Dylan says, I went through it not long ago and had to change my diet to more meat, etc., and cut out energy drinks. Man, absolutely, Dylan. Were you having the same kind of issues like I was, buddy?
Well, mine was like I was just constantly forgetting things. Like it was bad. Like I'd just sit there having a conversation, just completely forget what I was talking about.
Yep. And I've noticed me doing that more and more on the show here. Get through a sentence, just like kind of how I started earlier. Get halfway through a sentence and my brain just stops. It's like hits a brick wall. Bam! I go, it's like, and I have to get going again. Jailbird says diet and exercise. Yes, absolutely. And that's something I am horrible at. And I think a lot of us are. I know for me personally, I eat the same thing every morning. A bowl of oatmeal, a little bit of sugar, a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of milk. Great, done. But then I have to start questioning, is that really the best way to go?
It's a little carb heavy.
Although
the whole grains are good for you.
Okay.
It's still carb heavy.
I think it's honestly up to the individual. Like, okay, so I have IBS. I don't care if anyone knows that. Not embarrassed of it. So I can't eat cheese or meat, but I can eat fish and everything else. I can eat the other stuff, but then it's just I have to deal with the symptoms of it or whatever, the bloating and everything. But other people can eat as much meat as they want. For me, my system is fish and vegetables work. I don't know.
See, I can relate to that because I love brownies, but they don't love me. Oh, dear God. I eat a small brownie, and I swear to God, I'm going to die for the next hour. And I still don't know what it is.
and I'm diabetic, and so his breakfast would screw me up for the whole day. I actually don't even eat until like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I do the like 16, 18-hour intermittent fasting every day. And so, other than my coffee in the morning, but.
Okay, so.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead, ZK, you got it.
No, yeah, it's like, I mean, I'm 32, so I've been dealing with this my whole life. So I've tested a bunch of things, and like with me, like apple cider vinegar, this vitamin called L-carnitine, and I take those like supplements, and then I take burdock root, which is another like natural supplement. And for me, just taking those, I'm good. I can eat whatever I want. So it's like, I don't know, trial and error. Mm-hmm. Oh, and natural honey, 1 teaspoon I take every morning. Raw honey, and I'm good.
Got it. So I'm curious, and Ash says Serenity totally made sense. Sorry, I was making vegan tacos. That actually sounds good, Ashley. I want to try vegan tacos next time I come visit. Yeah, and I'm curious, CK, because I've often wondered, if I have IBS or something like that. But you mentioned it was apple cider vinegar. So, like, do you do a shot of vinegar, or how does that work, man?
Literally, you have to. Yeah. There's this thing called the mother in it. It's like a chemical. So it's like it'll say on the bottle apple cider vinegar plus the mother. That's the chemical. That's the healthy one. And yeah, you just take a shot of it, or you could put it in your coffee or whatever. You can mix it with lemon and turmeric. You can do whatever you want.
Okay, so, and I'm asking this because I want to try it, honestly, 'cause the brownies are killing me, man. I don't know what it is. Do you do that like on a daily basis, or just before you eat something, or after you get the symptoms, or what's the best way to start to try and see if that's going to make a difference?
As a man, I am not perfect. I go through phases, I would say. So I'll have phases where I'm not really exactly taking care of myself the best way, but then then there'll be phases when I will take care of myself very well. And when I go through those phases, yeah, it's every morning I'll mix like a little drink together of all that stuff. A lot of these teas you could get from like I use like Yogi's the company, and they have like ginger and turmeric teas. Yeah, see, like Joe just said ginger. Yeah, stuff like that. I like ashwagandha. Okay. If you never heard of that, that's
ashwagandha root.
Yeah.
Okay, I definitely got to try that. So, Wild Angel, you got to help me on this because I want to find a way to be able to eat a brownie without wishing I was going to die.
Right. And better yet would be the brownie and the ice cream, because both of them hate you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Just take me out back and treat me like a yeller. Hi, Mom. How you doing? In fact, we got somebody else sneaking in, not just Mom, who is fashionably late. We were talking about you, by the way. But we have Mr. Alpha Cruz crashing the party. How you doing, Alpha?
Hi, Alpha.
I'm good. Hello. Oh, I hope my audio's working right.
Dude, that's looking and sounding good, my man.
Oh, yeah. Thank goodness. I was spending a few minutes just making sure everything is right now.
Yeah,
and it
looks good.
A little today. It's actually braided, so.
Yeah, mine too. Show off. How you doing, bro?
I'm good. Feeling a little better. Feeling a lot better, actually. You know, I actually didn't have to sleep all day today, just most of the day. So.
Did you get the crud too?
The crud.
The crud. The plague. Did you get sick too?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Everybody's been sick.
I waited to change, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh, flip. I'm waking up at like 1, and I'm like, I don't feel so good, and then I just fall asleep again.
Oh.
It's been rough.
Okay, so I got to ask, because Alpha, you've been sick, so I haven't been able to get a hold of you, buddy, to where we could work on your audio. But here, I want to run a sound test, guys. I need all your help real quick, and then I'll jump to the comments there, because I saw Mom. But I want Alpha to say a sentence, a lengthy sentence. Tell us a story or something. I want you guys to listen for almost a...
like last week?
Right. See if I'm just delusional and if it's just me or if it's actually there. That way we can
Okay.
help him on his studio setup. Okay, Alpha.
Okay, I hope it's not there anymore because I know we've been checking it, been trying it out, seeing,
There.
trying to figure out what the heck the problem is, but it's just, I don't know, it's just not finding it. It's really annoying.
I heard it. Alpha, try putting your microphone down.
This one is.
He's running on a desktop. That's not his.
I'm using.
He's only
this
using
one.
the headset phone.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Right.
So I use this for.
I was thinking it was maybe something fighting with it.
So, Jailbird in the audience says they are hearing it as well, Alpha, so I'm not delusional. Thank you, guys.
was
I'm not
hearing
crazy. Well, I am, but
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, not in
so
that
yeah.
way.
Yeah, this weekend, let's definitely get together, Alpha. Now, if you're feeling better, let's try to get your studio fine-tuned and get rid of that for you. But it's not too bad, but it is there.
I'm wondering that too, but the issue is this mic, the software it comes with isn't very, how shall I say, it's not very fine-tuned. It just has like 3 basic settings and that's it.
Well, I know there's some third-party software we can get for that, and we'll see what we can do about that. But I just wanted to check that. Sorry, that was a quick squirrel. This is what it's like to have ADHD, and yeah, it's like, squirrel, here we go. We went. So thank you guys for helping us get that set up. Yeah, it does sound like a heartbeat, Jason. You're right. I'm almost thinking like a ceiling fan or propeller. I see we have
there
a
it is,
peaky
right
head
there.
on it.
There, it's really loud.
There's the kitty in the background.
Hi, kitty.
Hi, kitty.
Yeah, now
kitty.
it's got a humming sound to it as well.
Yeah.
It's got a thump and a hum.
Okay.
I see Dylan's baby's head.
I do.
Hi, Munchkin. Hi.
There's Munchkin. Hi. Give me wave. Who is that,
How
Dylan?
are you?
And turns
Fine.
camera off.
She's just looking at us. Who's this
yeah.
one?
One of my daughters, yeah.
Yeah, she's adorable, Dylan. Hi, kitty.
And we got Kitty. Who's the kitty, Alpha?
This is Coco. I ended up adopting him. He was supposed to be here for 2 weeks, and then the owners decided. The owners are like, "Oh, we can't afford him anymore, so we're going to put him down." I was like, "Nope, nope, not gonna happen." I took him in, and then my friend's sister took custody of the other one.
Oh,
'Cause
we
the
have
thing-
another one. We have another
like-
one that keeps trying to run in our door. I've
Oh,
caught him in the house. It's black and white like that one, except right at the nose, it looks like a little Hitler mustache. So I dubbed the kitten Hitler, just to
That's so wrong.
differentiate. But it does. All I see is this little black punk, and I'm like, okay, that's Hitler,
I think we can call him Adolf Hitler.
right?
Exactly. Okay, so we got the gang here. Do what?
Hitler. I like that, Jailbird.
Yeah,
Hitler.
See-
Ah, that's good. That's
Hitler.
good.
See, now that I like. That would be good.
Okay, I think
Okay,
the cat's been renamed Kittler.
Hitler, okay.
Hitler now. Nice.
Hail Kittler.
Okay, he wants to come sit here. Okay.
We could totally create a meme with that with Elon Musk and his thing and show the cat next to it. Hail Kittler. Yeah, that would be perfect.
That's a good
I
name.
love it.
That's a
It
good
is.
name.
Anyway, back on topic here. I was mentioning about the signs. Do what?
Say we have a topic since when?
Since last night.
I just make this shit up as we go, man. I don't know. No, actually, I got to tell you, last night, up for most of the week, I was really going to make this about AI, UI, CI, and talking about the new large language models that they are actually training on synthetic models now because they've ran out of human information. But
Whoa.
after talking to Crow and finding out he has not finished watching Pantheon yet, and we don't want to give him any spoilers, I decided to change it. So that is coming in the near future, though. But tonight is all about watching for the signs. And the signs could be just anything. And we're seeing a lot of the stuff in the news where they're really announcing loud and proud. It's like, we're going to make this great. And country's going to be great. Data, crypto's going to be great. Everything's going to be great. But it's the little pieces on the back end that really got me concerned. Sometimes it's health, like with me, like I talked about earlier. Other times it's just getting into our patterns of life. And how do we watch for those signs? Are we actually watching, or do we get comfortable and we think that that's just okay? But then what happens is we see a certain news article or something that just makes us stand up and go, what in the are you people talking about? I had one of those moments today. This is one of the things that I found really, really scary. Now, of course, you guys know I'm in Idaho. So this just came out. It says an Idaho teacher says she was ordered to remove a sign that said everyone is welcome here in her classroom. Yeah. The school board made her remove it. Like, why would you do that? What? Why would anybody say that? And said the idea of making everyone feel welcome, like the least offensive thing a teacher could do. Officials for the West District School reported otherwise and ordered her to take down the sign. So what they want is, where'd it go? Not everyone's welcome here. They had it down here somewhere. Go. Welcome others and embrace diversity. That's what the school board wants it to say. Not everybody is welcome here.
But
What?
kids don't understand what diversity is.
Right. It's like, what? The hell does that mean?
It just flat out saying everyone is welcome here, that is plain language. You don't have to worry about English as a second language, people not understanding what that means.
Why even call out diversity? If everyone's
Right.
welcome, there is no divide. Like,
Well, and
Exactly.
with the whole killing diversity programs everywhere, they want diversity to go away.
Right.
But yeah, that's just stupid,
That is what the
right?
It is. And
Right,
so,
Ashley? Yeah, what?
yeah. What
that makes
the?
absolutely
Yeah.
no sense.
Yeah,
What the
WTF.
actual? Yeah. WTF indeed.
But, it's little things like this that sneak under the news that nobody hears about. And, I have to ask myself, okay, so what message is this sending? What should I be watching out for? Is this a sign that something is happening beyond just ICE and deportation, stuff like that? I mean, is this something that's moving in from the government to the schools? Is it something going down, or is it just somebody being an asshole? I'm kind of curious. What do you guys think?
It could very well just be someone being an asshole, honestly. Some schools just have those kinds of people. They're like, oh, nah, that person is too nice. You know what? Let's make their life hell for no reason.
Well, that
Okay.
particular school district is known for being a little more yuppieville.
yeah, I was gonna say
They're
it
known for that.
sounds a little political, in my opinion, but I don't want to touch on that.
But yeah, they've got a higher, in general, that particular district does have a higher per capita ratio, income ratio. And so, maybe some of the yuppiness is tipping over.
Yeah, could be that too. Very possible.
But yeah, that's local to us. That is in our town. And that's freaking insane. If I want to say, you know what? And technically, everything in that classroom is the teacher's opinion. That is her classroom. She is entitled to say everyone is welcome there. I don't care if they're pink with purple polka dots. Everybody is welcome in that classroom. And I don't think they should make her take it down.
I would agree.
Could be personal, like maybe another teacher doesn't like her. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe like she steals someone's lunch. Who knows?
And no, go ahead.
Maybe she accidentally stole someone's lunch once, and everyone was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get you one. I'm gonna get you one day."
You stole my pencil sharpener. How dare you? You're going down. And I would think, okay, that's just one weird news article, not a big deal. Doesn't really make me think too deeply into it. But then, to top it all off, the day before, I read this article. Here in Boise again. Now, guys, Boise is not big. Okay, we are a big town. We are not, or a small city. We're not a big city. We're nothing like that. It's nothing crazy. But now they're ruling that they can fine or arrest homeless people for camping in unlisted locations.
I was going to be a contrarian here. I'm not saying like jail's a nice place to be, but I know a lot of homeless people in New York City purposely get arrested so they have a place to sleep at night.
You're muted.
I'm mute. That helps. And I could totally see that. But as I went in to read this article, they said that now they are also launching, in cooperation with this, a limit that no new homeless shelters can be built within 300 feet of any residential structure, neighborhood, or property line. At the same time. Like,
that
wait a minute.
Comes from that where the sanctuary, it was down right there at Fairview and River where you come down. They bought or trying to get the old Salvation Army building on State Street turned into a shelter. All of the residents, all the communities around there rose up in arms. I mean, signs, protests, you name it, just so that they could not put a shelter there. And that's a business area, but there are residential areas around it.
Okay. And to some degree, I could see that, but we're talking the Salvation Army building. Isn't that what they're for? To help people in need?
Well, they shut the building down. They moved to the new one when they built it out here by us. But yes, that building was bought. It had big like warehouse space where they could house a large portion of the homeless community. Community shut them down.
And so, and I can see some reasoning behind that. So here's my question is, when we start looking at the signs, we're seeing these big political announcements with Trump, with Musk, and these cuts and this and that. We're seeing a lot of people get put out of work, a lot of jobs eliminated on the federal and state level. We're seeing the economy just going down the toilet right now. I mean, everything is in chaos. Nobody knows what's going on. Grocery stores are closing. Retail stores are closing. Then they turn around and they slide in these laws about homeless and shelters and things like that. And so I'm kind of curious, is it just me, or is there some is there something going down I'm not seeing the signs on, and I'm just seeing little glimpses here and there, but I don't have enough to put the piece together. So I want to know what you guys are thinking. What are the signs are you guys seeing about the evolution of man? What are we doing here in our own country, or our states and our families and stuff that maybe we're not aware of?
Somewhere we're getting a lot of feedback on the audio, and I don't know where it's coming from.
I do.
I've been on mute, so
I know.
Yeah,
I know
it's
you and
it's
Dylan
alpha.
have been. It's alpha.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's totally alpha because I muted his mic. Like right now, I've got him muted. I can mute him manually, and it cuts out.
I wasn't sure. It was just almost cutting out some of the audio while you were talking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I have some opinions, I'd say, on what the question you asked.
Do it. Fire away, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, basically the plate that was handed over to the new administration, the deck was stacked with the T-bills all coming due this year and next year. And basically, there were limited options economically to reduce inflation. It's either short-term pain or we go to war. And I don't think Trump wants World War III. So I think the only other option he had was short-term pain, and that's what we're going to face. We got mortgage-backed securities higher than 2008. We got empty. I mean, I live like in New York City again. Most of the skyscrapers and the buildings are just completely empty and owned by foreigners like Russians or rich Asians. Basically, everything's empty. They can't sell. BlackRock is selling at a 35% decrease on the housing prices that when they were scooping them up. It's just all accumulating. And with the homeless stuff, again, I live in a sanctuary city. We had them all bust in, all the illegal immigrants and everything. And now it's just I won't even take the subway anymore because it's just a crime mess because they kicked them out of the hotels they were staying in, and it's just crazy.
Man, that is crazy. And, all of these to me are signs, and I agree that the government, they've got a mess. I mean, it's a whole mess out there, but what do we do on a personal level? I mean, how can we assist, and are we watching for these and trying to help in these, or are you guys finding more and more people are like instigating this problem? Kind of like the teacher where they're like, oh no, you can't say everyone's welcome. That's just dumb. Like, why can't you? That doesn't make sense. Don't everybody talk at once.
I think people want to make the world a better place, but they're seeing so much right now that I think everybody's a little overwhelmed with it. There's so many people that need help. They don't know where to go to help. And other people, there's too much political drama right now. And I think people are very much practicing duck and cover because, they don't want to be the next one targeted. So
if I could
it's just a scary situation right now.
Yeah, just to respond to the comments, Ashley, I have nothing against humanitarianism and helping people and whatnot, but the way it was set up in New York City by the politicians was not done properly. Okay, if they're in those hotels, then at this point they have to stay there because you push 5 million of them out on the street. Of course they're gonna be to do what they have to do to survive. So I think again it was just bad policy on how it was handled, and now it's the fallout of it. Regardless of the macro geopolitical implications of them coming here, of refugees coming here in the first place. So.
No, and I'm glad you shared that. And yeah, guys, you are welcome to comment and respond any way you want, man. It's open forum here. Anything goes on Friday. We know that. And we're all family, so it's cool. But I guess my biggest thing is, like you're talking to CK, they did this in New York City, in the bigger cities. We're in Boise, which is a small city. And I mean, it's feeding down to the little towns and stuff. I mean, if the government shuts down things like this, a lot of people just are out of jobs. They are out of their homes. Inflation's going on. Everything's just a mess. And Wild Angel, like you're talking, everyone's playing duck and cover. But what is the end goal? That's what I'm kind of curious. And more importantly, how can we help others survive to the end game, to get ahead? What can we do? What can we watch for to recognize those people that need that help? What do you guys suggest out there?
I don't know. Egg prices are down at least.
Woohoo! I can have eggs again.
It was under $30 when I went shopping last Sunday, and so I splurged and I bought our 5 dozen pack.
Wait. Under $30 for how many?
Under 30. It was under $30 for 5 dozen. Alpha, to give you a reference, even at Christmas when everybody is doing all their baking, it's never more than 15 to 18 for $5 for 5 dozen. It was over 5 a couple weeks ago.
So at $30 for 5 dozen, that equals $2 per egg.
That's why
I
I'm
did
not
my
making
math right.
hard-boiled eggs for lunch right now.
12 times 5,
my
60.
Goodness.
No, sorry, 50 cents per egg. My bad. 50 cents per egg. Yeah, backwards on the math. Sorry, divided the wrong way.
That is still insane. What the heck?
Right. And
My brain is finished. Whoa. I don't think.
wow, we broke Alpha. That didn't take long.
It was
Let's just talk
more
about
than-
eggs.
I don't think we've ever spent more than, let's see, the most I paid for eggs when we had a shortage was 100 SARS. So that was, I think, $6 for 30. So it would have been like $12 for 60. That, and you guys are paying like double that almost. That is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way the world's going here. And so, what can we do to help make that better? What can we do to help these people? What kind of suggestions have you guys heard or things that we can act upon? If you got something, man, share it. I'd love to hear it. Ashley says, animal exploration prices are down for me, so I'm okay with all freedom and liberty to be taken from everyone else.
Animal
Okay.
I think that's
exploration prices?
I'm confused on that one, Ashley. You're going to have to give me a little more info because I don't know what animal exploration prices are. Is that animal exploitation, maybe? I don't know. I don't want to guess because I'm having horrible English problems today.
You are.
Yeah.
I mean, I try to, make sure I'm donating to like food banks and things. We had a lady at the grocery store. She was having problems with her debit card. It was an older lady. Oh no, she was trying to write a check, and all she had were counter checks. I don't even know how much her groceries were. I just reached up and swiped my card. It's those random acts of kindness that are going to help us all get through this. And just keep an open mind and be compassionate.
That makes sense. And
Yeah.
Joe versus... Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I try and always like little things I think matter, like Angel said, like, and then when they try and pay you back, I would just pay it forward. It's just little things you can do, but from a macro perspective, it's hard to say really. I don't know.
I agree, CK. On the macro side, my little input isn't gonna make a hill of beans. But for that older lady, that made her day. She actually was almost in tears. And I'm like, she goes, "Let me write you the check." I said, "No." I said, "I don't need it. I'm okay right now." I said, "Some point, somebody else is going to need it, and you'll have it." And, it's those little things that just remind other people that we all are human. We are all in this shared condition of being human and being in this crazy messed up world. And it's those connections that are gonna get us through in one piece, relatively.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think empathy is really important. You never know what anyone else is going through,
Right.
But at the same time, can't let anyone take advantage of your empathy. So there's like there's like a line. I was forced to learn this growing up in New York City. But there's a line, kind of. There's a word for it, but something about taking advantage of others' empathy. But yeah, there's a line. I don't know.
I would agree. And yes, healthy boundaries. That's something else we learned in recovery, and that's something that I've always had a problem with. But now you can also exceed that line. And like Gilbert said here, and I loved your playing devil's advocate, buddy. I think that's great. Thank you for doing it. It says, I hate to play devil's advocate, but survival of the fittest. get in where you fit in type beat. Countless stories of people coming from nothing and facing adversity. Yeah. Anybody can actually get ahead. Yes. And that's what we're hoping to do here and through Down Home Crypto everywhere is educate and teach and hopefully give people that information so they can get ahead. At the same time, I think you can have a good solid balance of empathy to help your fellow man at the same time as them paying it forward to make sure that they're helping others. And I think if we do it the right way, I think we can all get ahead together. Now, right now in this crazy world, I don't know how anybody's going to get ahead unless you've already got billions of dollars. But I do think there is opportunity out there. And if nothing else, getting ahead in education or understanding or just compassion. And when you go home and you don't feel like you just got run over by a steamroller or hit by multiple cars, that's a pretty good day. Because there's a lot of people, they feel that way every single day. And like Ashley was saying, my children are losing protection in education, healthcare, and housing. Money does not equal losing basic rights. We should not be going through this, especially not for billionaires. I agree. There's a lot of things out there, Ashley, and there's a lot of parts of the system that are broken. And in fact, I know Cyril has been working on a complete... okay, I didn't mean to put that one up yet. Sorry. Cyril's been working on a complete restructuring where literally a government could run entire population and nobody would be hurting. Nobody would be homeless. Nobody would be without food or water or basic amenities. So I was kind of hoping he'd be here tonight, but that's something to keep an eye out for in the Down Home Crypto Discord is he's working on this complete structuring of an entire the human society, basically, where everybody is taken care of. Go ahead, Dylan.
I have to back up one message.
Yep, I
There
do.
you go.
Hey, Dylan, you're here, man. Go ahead and read it.
Oh, you want me to read? So my connections in the current administration, I'm not even going to read it. So my current connections in the Trump administration, they're deporting all the illegals, not refugees. So they're going over all the submissions for the refugees and reviewing it by 8 sources instead of one single individual who's just stamping approval, and removing all of the criminals and illegal immigrants from the country and allowing the refugees to stay in the country while providing security and safety to the citizens.
Okay, so they're not just saying, oh, well, he doesn't have his papers, ship him out, we're done. They're actually going through a whole process then from what you know.
Correct. So when ICE does their capture, more or less, they actually watch people several days in advance, make sure they're not criminals before gathering them. So they do the paperwork side, and then they also do the in-person side.
Okay.
So they're trying
That's
to
good.
focus on people that are potentially harmful, like a criminal element, people that, unfortunately in this country, we have a lot of people that have crossed borders illegally and aren't on the refugee status. So this is what they're trying to reduce?
Correct. Over 90% of the people deported is part of the drug trafficking with proof to back it.
Yeah, and that's the way it should be done. So,
Right.
So that, I mean,
And unfortunately, Ashley, in all of this, occasionally, I have to say, there's going to be a mistake. That's just any big operation, is bound to have some mistakes.
Yep. It
I
says
mean-
a hotel of... Sorry, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, I mean, we all see, and I have a lot of friends in London, and we don't want America to turn into what's going on over there, honestly.
Whoa, Ashley, I need you to stop. You're crossing a line.
I'm sorry if I
Put
offended
you on a
you.
time, or we're going to have to do something.
Yeah, sorry if I offended you. I don't think I said anything too controversial. But yeah, I mean, I think what's happening is needed in America right now.
And, this is, guys, I want to let you know, this is one reason why a lot of times I try to stay away from political or religious topics because people do get heated. And I understand everybody has their beliefs, their opinions. They might have different facts than the rest of us have. But I don't think anybody is here to deceive, to lie, or to put out misinformation intentionally. If they were, they wouldn't be here. Plain and simple. I mean, all of you know me. Ashley, you know me well enough. I'm straight up to the point. If I don't like you, I'll tell you. You can ask anybody that I don't like, because I'll just cut you out of my life. You're done. So I don't think anybody here has that. So Ashley, I'm sorry you feel that way. I would highly recommend that maybe you and CK need to chat a little bit. Maybe there's something that he doesn't understand, or maybe you know. Let's work through it, because that's what family does, and that's what we're all about here.
Yeah,
we kind of yeah. Good. CK, you want to say something?
no, yeah, happy to discuss it. I'm not sure what I said that offended, but yeah, respect Ash's opinion. That's all.
And
Absolutely.
everybody isn't. This is one thing that we maintain here. Everybody is entitled to their opinion and their own knowledge base. However, we do things respectfully. We express those respectfully. And if we disagree with somebody, we express that disagreement respectfully, because we maintain this as a safe space for everybody. And so there, I said it.
So apparently Ashley had a meltdown. So Wild Angel, I know you're going to reach out to her later after the show. So everybody, I wouldn't get too worked up about it. For me, it kind of sucks. I'm sorry that she's upset. I don't understand why. CK, I don't know what the topic was or how we got there. That's a first. So
I'll explore some of that with Ashley myself, and we'll try to find out what was going on.
It's all good. Like, yeah, it's all good.
Yep. Yeah, but still, we just want to make sure to clear your conscience, because I don't think anybody needs to have that over their head. So, we never wanted to go to that point, but sometimes it does. I mean, I fight with my own family frequently. It's like, I'm done with you. Get out of my face. I've done that.
Yeah, no, trust me. We are not allowed to discuss politics or religion at any family event in my house. So,
oh, wow. I would like your...
been there.
Okay, I need to go to your family events, because they always come up in my family.
Yeah, I think religion will be a touchy subject with my family too. But we never bring it up, so I suppose that's why we don't fight on that. Because, my family also, we love fighting. Oh my goodness. It's like every time we meet up, it's just like, you ugly motherfucker.
I love it. And I've just got the point that, hey, I can agree to disagree. I think you're totally wrong, and that's okay. You can walk in your world, I'll walk in mine, and we'll call it a day. That's cool. We don't have to fight or argue or anything like that. So, yeah, we'll try to figure out what's going on and make sure that, CK, we bring you up to speed on whatever we find out. Just to make sure everybody's on the same page. Like Gilbert says, you can't... Okay, brother, thank you.
Yeah.
And Gilbert says,
what about the
can't save everyone.
and the Sumerians and hi?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you're right, Joe, but you can't save everyone. Unfortunately, there's no way to. At some point in time, somebody is going to get lost. Some people would say, it's for the greater good. They said, nah. I think there's reasons. I don't understand them. I think that goes to a whole nother level of existence and understanding and quantum mechanics, and then it gets crazy, and then we go down the rabbit hole of psychosis. And Brittany's not here to make fun of me, so... but we can sure try. We absolutely can. Political arguments are the best at family gatherings, so that's twisted. I like your sense of humor. We can't save CK. Not sorry, CK man. We gotta sacrifice you, buddy. Sorry, we're gonna burn you at the stake. That's all there is to it.
Trap them down in the bunker with no food.
Yeah,
You can't get out, dude. Once you turn those keypads out, you can't open it from the inside or the outside.
Oh, dude, you're screwed now.
Dude.
But it's the one thing the Joker said, you can't save everyone, and that's kind of a brutal reality check. You're right, we can't. There's so many things that we can't do, or we have to choose. There has to be choices in some point in time in life, and I think we all face those choices. So the question here is, what do you choose and why? Is it something that is it a sign that was given to you? Is it something you know? Is it hidden information? I mean, at some point in time, we all have to make a choice, whether it's through schooling or what is our future. Do I invest in this or this? Do I take this job or not? Do I go to Pennsylvania or not? I mean, all of these things are choices we have to have in life. So I'm curious, what type of signs or indicators do you guys use to make those type of major choices? Good, Dylan. I'm picking on you first because everyone's quiet.
I was actually about to say repeat the question.
Yeah, please.
Okay, when there's a major decision to be made, okay, whether it's job, it's school, it's investments, whatever it is, what type of signs do you look for to help you make that choice?
So for financial stuff, I look at the time of the year. For example, a lot of businesses, such as myself, we have to file taxes around this time. So I kind of look at the market in that point. So personal money, I have set aside to buy in at this time because you have people such as ourselves having to liquidate 2,000 Bitcoin in our company. So that way we can pay our taxes and things like that. So what I do on my end is I just buy in with my personal money. So that's a little bit of what I do with investments.
Okay, so it's looking at the time of year and deciding what to do based on things, predetermined criteria that exist essentially.
Oh yeah. This is like the golden part of the year for crypto to buy in. You have people selling normally around this time to the end of the month. People are selling to pay for their electric bills, so that's another good time to buy. And then you also have the beginning of the years like this when it's time to pay taxes for corporations.
Gotcha, that makes sense. It's the Holy Grail crash. I like that, Alpha. So tell us about it. What are your signs, buddy, that you do when you're making a major decision?
Every time I try to unmute and I think stars the thing. So because I think Control D is the same key for the browser to store something and then to unmute. So it's like I have to fight with the browser to be like, StreamYard, please, StreamYard, not the browser. Anyway, I suppose it depends on the kind of decision. I tend to be a little slow on making decisions, ADHD problems and all, or very quick to make a decision. So I either get stuck in this loop of, okay, what do I do? Which one do I choose? And go on an indecisive road or try to figure out every perk and every detriment of every choice, and just map it out in my brain until I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of thinking. I'm just going to take this now. It's kind of just how it goes with everything. Or sometimes I'll just be like, this is an easy choice. I don't see any real downsides or something, so I'm just going to go with it. And then boom, there we go. It's just like, yeah. Or if I can see a long-term positive effect on something, then I'll just think of, is there short-term things that I could do instead? Yeah, but I'm always going to go for something that's going to have a long-term impact and positive impact, I should say. So always depends. I suppose a lot of the time it depends on if I can make the decision quickly or if it's going to have a long-term positive impact.
Gotcha. Okay. So if it is going to be a long-term impact, so like you said, you get to the point you just don't want to decide anymore. It's like, I'm not going to choose. So what makes you, what triggers that, what sign triggers you to go back and make that decision? Does something happen, or is it like, okay, deadline's coming up, or, how do you play that?
Yeah, usually it will be an external factor that will kind of be that decision point, I guess. I can be very indecisive. It's very problematic, but usually it will be maybe some kind of external thing that happens, and I'm like, what, maybe that's the cue. That's my cue to finally make a decision on this thing. And the way my thoughts are right now, it's leaning towards this option, so I might as well just go on that. Because if by a point where I get to a point where I need an external thing to be like, okay, maybe you should do your decision now, then I'm going to go with what my brain has been in favor of. Because sometimes you sleep better on something. When you sleep on something, you tend to come to a better decision. At least that's how it's always been for me. I will go sleep with the problem and wake up in the morning with a solution.
Does your fiance get jealous when you sleep with the problem?
Probably.
Sorry, I couldn't resist. I had to throw that out there. I don't know. What's the problem's name? And we'll discuss it then.
I think we can just name the problem.
Okay, that works. And Joe Bird says, does harming bad people discourage future bad behavior?
No.
No. Just makes them more creative on how to get away with it.
Yeah, it just makes things worse. Yeah.
Yeah. Or they turn around, they retaliate because of it. It's like, oh, you did this? Now I'm going to do this. Watch. Yeah, no.
Although there is technically an argument for it.
Yeah,
I know something. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, Al. I was just gonna say vigilante justice. Then you're saying it work, but go ahead, Al.
Oh, okay. So I don't know. It's like something that's a recurring thing that you hear a lot if you live in South Africa is bring back the death penalty because then there would be less crime.
Yeah.
So like clearly in South Africa we have the perception that if there was more violence, then people would be discouraged. We wouldn't have overfilled what are those things called now again? Jails, prisons. They wouldn't be as full, although technically they should be whatever word. They're supposed to be there to bring people back into society, to prepare them to go back into society. But it's like they don't do that, so they just get full and full and full and fuller. So if you actually were like, oh yeah, I'm going to chop your head if you do this, maybe people would do it less.
If they're doing it without a head, I'm pretty impressed. That's like the headless horseman, man.
Yeah.
So it's a disturbing concept, and that's a whole nother topic for another night. But yeah, you're right. Vigilante justice, like you're talking. I mean, one of my favorite superheroes, Batman. And if you think about it, he's a vigilante. That's his job. And it's like, it's kind of twisted if you think about it. That's a whole nother level of crazy.
Yeah, it's wild. I was going to say to the investment question, to rein things back to the original question. It was for me, honestly. I obviously do my own research, but then most importantly for me is I check that with like say 5 to 10 mentors or whatever you want to call them, or equals or peers, whatever, and see what their thoughts are as well, to kind of see like what the general, which I would call them pro traders, are thinking and doing. Kind of people I respect, basically.
Yes. Go out to your network. Ask other people, get other opinions, because that's one of the things in life is that I know I don't see all the angles, and there's a lot of them I have no idea. I don't even understand some of them. Like, what is that a foreign language or what? So yeah, CK, man, that's one of my biggest. Is always go out, talk to the people that I respect, that I know that are going to tell me the truth, even if I don't want to hear it. And that's one of the best friends to be, is that person saying, "No, man, you just flat ass wrong. Here's how it works, and here's why." And hopefully we'll be able to deliver it in a non-combative way. But sometimes you got to tell people the hard truth, and that's a tough place to be at.
Yeah, that's how you learn. Like, that's it.
Exactly. So, Wild Angel, what are your tricks? What kind of signs do you look for when you're trying to make that hard decision, and what leans you one way or another?
Ultimately, it's what feels right to me. There are times when I have made a decision, and when I look back, I start seeing the signs that were there. The universe set me up so I would have the information or the ability to make the decision I made. But ultimately, it's got to be what's right, regardless of how popular that makes me or not. Serenity, we've made some pretty hard decisions, changing people's places and things, or changing careers. And ultimately, if you follow what you feel is right, if you look back, there's been some signs along the way that this is what you needed to do.
Oops, just throw it anywhere. I had to do it.
Louder than I thought it would be.
He's pretty loud. So no, you're absolutely right, Wild Age, and it's one of those where, you know, I think it takes a balance of everything that everybody's talked about up here. Is you get an instinct first, you get an offer, okay, and then you're just like, okay, should I do this? Should I not? Should I do this or go there or do what should I do? Then you go with your instincts. Oh, my instincts say I should maybe go more this way than that way. But then it's like CK's talking. It's like, I'm going to run it by a few people I trust that I know will tell me, hey, did you think about this? Did you think about that? And there's always going to be somebody in there like Dylan who says, hey, remember, this that time of year, man. Right now is when everything is going to be upside down. Keep that in mind. And so having the network of all these different people with all these different insights is absolutely critical to get through life on a day-to-day basis. And a lot of us don't have that. A lot of people are out there just floundering. It's like, oh my God, I'm going to drown. They don't have that network of people. And that's essentially why Down Home Crypto is here, is to hopefully build that network of people. So whatever you have that's bothering you, whatever decision you're trying to make, you've got somebody here that has some experience or understanding or a lot of empathy to help you work through it.
Yeah.
That sounds heavy. I'm guessing it's whatever Dylan dropped, right?
Yeah. So
Okay.
when I made my first $1 million, what I did was I got it into a solid gold coin. My first million, and I carry it with me everywhere. And I twiddle it in my fingers. I got ADHD. I have to do something, and I would doop, drop.
Of course.
Well, next time, just make sure to drop it where I can pick it up, and I'll arm wrestle you for it. It's okay.
I'll like I'll drop it and not realize I dropped it, and then you'll pick it up. Yeah, it's like
Jackpot!
And right there, it's 10 ounces, so it's like what 3,000 an ounce. That's about 30 grand.
I always wondered why you leaned sideways when you were walking. Now I know why. Okay.
Dude,
He's got 30 grand in his pocket.
yeah,
Right. Shit's heavy to carry around, right?
yeah. If you ever need physical gold, let me know. I actually partially own a gold mine out of Zimbabwe, so I get fine gold. You know, the nines fine gold imported to the U.S. Cost me about $500 an ounce to produce, smelt, get it done in Zimbabwe, and bring it over and make a $2,500 profit per ounce.
Yeah.
Nice.
You do OTCs? I might have some people interested.
I sell currently a lot to tech companies, believe it or not.
Might have some people interested. Someone reached out to me yesterday wanting to swap Bitcoin for gold, actually. Like physical gold.
Oh, I got physical gold. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I still have to connect with you on Telegram, follow up on that, but we could discuss that.
Well, what's the minimum first? What's the minimum? How much would they love for minimum?
You guys can get the details of this stuff later.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's go to Discord. Let's go to Discord. Let's go.
Yeah. Do that off stage. But you know, and I think that's what's really important is making sure to keep those avenues of communication open, because you never know who you're going to run into. Whether it's me running into CK down in Denver, or just like right now, CK and Dylan realizing, hey, you know, I've got this friend that needs this, and I know this, and you know, so what we're trying to do is build this community, but also trying to help everybody make informed decisions. So we're trying to put this education out there. We're trying to make sure that you have a place to go that's a safe haven for everybody. And just like you saw, if things get out of hand, we got no problem being old-time parents of jumping and say, whoa, okay, this is family, let's keep it cool. So Down Home Crypto is always going to be a safe haven for everybody. Even if we don't agree, we can always respectfully agree to disagree.
I've gotten really good at telling people to go F off in a very polite way, to where they don't take offense at it. I've gotten really good at that. Yeah. Or telling people, I don't care. You owe me this. You need to pay this, or I'm going to take your license away, in a very polite way. So they're saying, sure, take my money.
Wow. How do I do that?
I need to take some lessons. I just straight up tell someone to fuck off.
Yeah, same here. I just piss everybody off. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. I've
Teach me
gotten
too.
really good at it. That's why my collection rate is so high at work, and I revoke so few people.
Okay. So next week, we're going to have Wild Angel teach us a class how to tell people to fuck off and die without insulting them. Awesome. Sign me up.
Dude, my buddy sent me this sheet on how to say stuff nicely, and then beside it, instead of saying such and such and such, and it goes like it's in depth. It is really vulgar. So I was like, I thought about printing these all off, and then my office, putting them in all the workstations at my office, and then people will read it and be like, "Is this guy serious?" I mean, it's like 50 different ones, and I mean, it gets worse and worse the further you go down.
Yeah, it's
I can
just
believe
a
it.
matter of, yeah, my LinkedIn profile says I'm a tax collector with a sense of humor. So it works.
That's an oxymoron.
You would think it was, but
Yeah.
when I can get them on the phone, when I have to use the mom voice, they know they've really screwed up. Because when I call them, for the third or fourth time and say, look, do this by here or that, it's because I don't use it that often. I don't have to, because I will joke and laugh and ask about their kids and everything. If I know you that well as a tax collector, that's a problem in and of itself. And so, but yeah, no, I've gotten really good swapping everything.
Go for it, Gilbert. All of it goes. So, guys, we're just about out of time tonight, and but I really want you guys to share. So, if there was one sign that you would tell people to keep an eye out for on what's coming in the future, whether it be financial, personal, whatever it is, what would you tell people to stay focused on? At least keep one eye and check back on a regular basis. What would it be? Crickets. I always get crickets.
I can start. This isn't exactly like a head on the swivel thing, but more so, I would say, enjoy what comes. There's going to be ebbs and flows. Stay balanced. Moderation is key, and enjoy the ups and downs. To be honest with you, there's going to be them, and the best thing to do is stay present. That's what I would say.
Ooh, I like it. Stay present.
And
Very
you don't
important.
enjoy the ups as much if you don't have the downs.
Good point. Okay, Wild Angel, what's yours?
That little voice inside you. And I'm sorry, Serenity, I stole yours, I'm sure, because that's one thing I've learned with you. The world can be screaming around me with everybody with their opinions and you should do this, you should do this, you should do that. But if I just sit and listen for that little tiny whisper, I will do the right thing. It's when it's screaming at me that it's probably not right.
Well said. And yes, you did steal my thunder. Okay, so all quietly back out in the corner. Alpha Man, what do you got for us, buddy? What do they need to keep an eye on?
I suppose I'll add on to kind of what Wild Angel said. Sometimes you just need to take a back seat, relax, take a deep breath, and then clear your mind, and from there you decide where you're going to go, what you're going to do, because that's going to give you the chance to get the shouting out of the way and get the little voice to come in and be like, "I got you, bro." Yeah, I think that's something we all have to try to do more often. It's like you really just need to take that deep breath sometimes.
Well said. And no, that's a good one because, yeah, taking that break and taking care of oneself, that is super crucial to make any progress. So, Dylan, my man, what's your words of wisdom, brother?
Let me see where I'm broadcasting first. Okay, I'm good. Based on my current connections within the current government administration, I highly suggest buying Solana and Bitcoin. Highly suggest it. You will regret it in 6 months if you don't.
Okay. So keep a close eye on Solana and Bitcoin. And if it rings true with you, definitely dig into it. But always do your own research. But we've got a little whispering bird over here, so you never know. It might be the gold mine you've been waiting for.
I mean, we've been putting Solana servers up. We'll just leave it at that. There's some really cool things coming to Solana very soon.
I like
Isn't
it.
so-
Cool.
I like it.
The only thing with Solana is like, I feel like there's still a potential downside. Like, there's still that potential for Solana to get a little more of a dip because of the state that Solana's in right now. You know, Pump Fund basically crashed out, and there's nothing there for Solana right now. In essence, unless Perps takes off, which is unlikely right now. I mean, Hyperliquid, people are seeing what's happening there, so it's like Solana doesn't have anything right now, which is causing the crash. I think there's still a potential for it to go a little further, at least from how I've seen the macroeconomy of Solana at this point. And no, I can't see profit right now. I just didn't feel like looking at Clay the whole time.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, no, take your glass off, and I think it's the first time I've seen you without glasses. Like, whoa,
Yeah.
okay, he's blind. I know I can't see my screen if I take them off, which I don't wear them on unless I'm on the computer. And yeah, it's all blurry, so I get you, bud.
I can't
Um,
use the screen if I don't have mine on. So
Nope. So there you go, guys. So sounds like keep an eye on Solana and definitely BTC, as we all know, which Cyril highly urged us about 2 weeks ago, last week. We went through the
Anyway.
charts and stuff. Yeah, if you didn't see it, go back and watch it because, man, he gave you a full breakdown of what the chart's going to do. So for my advice in closing,
damn good at it,
do what?
and he is damn good at figuring those charts out.
Yeah, he is. And you're right, Alf. That was a damn good breakdown. Cyril does this really well and has for a lot of years. Taught a lot of professional traders how to do it. So, take these people's advice. They've got connections. They keep an eye on the charts. They know what they're doing. So at least keep an eye on it. Not saying you have to go buy everything today or sell your car to do it. I never advise that. Do your own research. Decide for yourself. But keep an eye on what we're talking about because, man, something's coming up. And for myself, I highly recommend keep an eye on yourself, your body. Watch the signs. If things aren't making sense, if you're starting to act differently or people are treating you differently, start looking in the mirror. Never be afraid to analyze yourself because that is where true growth comes from. When you're willing to take those risks to say, hey, I noticed this about me, or I noticed people respond to me this way. Maybe you need to turn the mirror on yourself and really start self-analyzing yourself. Find out if there's something that maybe you should be doing or shouldn't be doing. Like for me, found out I needed to stop drinking Mio Energy because that was totally destroying my focus. But at the same time, I just thought, well, it's what's keeping me awake and going. And yes, exactly. Drink more water. I agree, Gilbert. That's why I put the stuff in it so I can drink the water because I hate water. But one of the hardest things in this life is to analyze yourself. It's easy to be critical of others. But I urge you, I challenge you to go out, look yourself in the mirror. Not just look yourself, look deep in your own eyes, down to your soul, and ask yourself, is that what I'm proud of? Is that what I want to be remembered for? And if there's any pieces in there that's not, then clear the wreckage. Go out, take accountability, apologize, try to set it right, and make tomorrow a better day. So that way you are the best version of you could possibly be. So everybody, I want to thank you very much for hanging out with us on a Friday night. We've kind of gone in every direction, but once again, it's what Fridays are for. But stay safe out there. Always network, connect, and if you're looking for a safe haven, hop into Down Home Crypto, ask questions. We're always happy to help on anything you could possibly want to know about. So, love you guys. We'll catch you next week. Have a good one. Bye, guys.
Night.
Uh,